The amount of things and products that influencers say that you need to buy to glow up or take care of yourself is insane.
What in the world is happening these days with female creators preying on young women? If you made it to this video, you too are officially done with the toxic summer glow up advice.
And this video is the exact blueprint on how you're gonna have the most insane glow up of your life.
In session, here are 25 ways to glow up in 2025.
You know, the kind that says you're gonna get hotter, you're gonna spend $800 at Sephora, you're gonna get a tan, whiten your teeth, and you are gonna glow up if you buy all these billions of products.
I'm about to give you a detailed plan on how to be fine AF.
It honestly makes me sick because it reminds me of those super self-conscious days when you're a teenager. For me growing up, it was all the Photoshop girls in the magazines and feeling like, oh my gosh, if I just do this, this, and this, that's when I'm really gonna be my best self. That's when I'm gonna really glow up. And I'm here to tell you it is not. Here is gonna be your non-toxic, anti-influencer summer glow up advice with the real deep down advice that will actually help change your life. This video is inspired by Hannah Alonzo's video that is really dissecting and de-influencing the toxic culture that you see all over the internet on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube of women, young females teaching you how to glow up. While a lot of aesthetic things you can do can change how you look on the outside, to really glow up, you have to change who you are in this world and take on the habits to become that person. Self-tanner might make you look good, and who doesn't like, being a little more tan, but in order to really glow up from the inside out sustainably, you have to get deeper and change who you are. And if you stick around to the end, I'm gonna share the one game-changing mindset shift that's completely transformed how I stay on track and feel aligned all year long. And at the end of this video, I wanna start a discussion. So I want you to share one of your low effort, non-toxic habits that has really helped transform your life, so we can all kind of engage in the comments below and help each other glow up to be our best selves. So I'm gonna take you through a real morning routine that really helps set myself up for success. And warning, it's not necessarily pretty, but taking on daily habits, it's not gonna look pretty behind the scenes. It's not aesthetic, believe me.
Good morning. The best way I like to wake up is with this little cutie pie. He always wants to stay in bed a little bit longer. So it is 5 a.m. I usually wake up between 4:30 and 5 a.m., but this is not one of those videos that's telling you that you have to. I just work better in the morning. I always have. I used to be a morning news reporter. What a different time that was. But basically just allowing yourself enough time to get ready and not feel like you're racing out the door and in a panic and all those things, I think is really important. So whatever time that is for yourself, maybe it's an hour, maybe it's an hour and a half, just giving yourself a little bit more time to set your morning right, to get your routine down, I think will always just set you up for success. Water is a huge key. This is the hydro jug. I don't really care what you have water out of. I just really like these. I think they're so much better than Stanley because they lock and I could toss this everywhere. And this is a 40 ounce. I've noticed when I don't have this on me, I drink significantly less water. So I always just make sure I fill this up right away in the morning. So the whole goal is to just kind of wake ourselves up. My whole goal of how I've restructured my morning is just to wake ourselves up and have a really positive start to the day. So how we do that is right away we get outside, and it's kind of cold outside, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna take this little baby on a quick walk. Okay, ready? Let's go. Sometimes he's very reluctant. Come on. If you're walking and it's still dark outside, always have a flashlight. This thing is awesome. Killing it, baby, killing it. Woo!
Taking an early morning with my dog, it's basically like an ice roller to your face. I also love those, by the way. But just getting out in the fresh air with either no phone or listening to a meditation app and just resetting yourself, not diving right into social media right away. It's just such a great way to start your day. It also wakes up your pup. I've noticed that I can keep a habit when I romanticize it or I gamify it. So gamifying it could be wearing an Apple Watch and hitting your 10,000 steps and seeing all your circles, filled up every single day. For me, I love tracking. I do not focus on tracking the calories necessarily. I focus more on tracking the protein. So I love my FitnessPal because I can track how much protein I'm getting throughout the day and make sure I'm hitting my protein goals. And it always just makes you more aware. The more you can gamify something, the more you're likely to keep it up.
We're gonna brush our teeth. Loving a good electric toothbrush.
And then I've really been loving the Whipped Greens by Pharmacy Oil-Free Foaming Cleanser. Just a nice Getaway Glow Gradual Tan Firming Serum. Again, you don't need any of these things, but you know, good brushing your teeth and moisturizing always makes you feel good in the morning. And making your bed is just a no-brainer when your little pup isn't on it. Yeah. But I just feel so much better when I make my bed. It takes 2 seconds. It just makes you feel good, right, Luca? Yeah. Literally took like a minute. And it looks so pretty. And then you just feel like, yes, I accomplished one thing today. Even if it was just making my bed. You're free. And here is my favorite section of our whole kitchen. And that is our little coffee station. So in the morning, I'll usually have hot water with lemon or just coffee. I love me a good cup of coffee. Just have a huge box of these from Costco, usually in here. Always add some Ripple plant-based protein milk to it, and that's it. And I love having a good cup of coffee when I'm in my little prayer and meditation corner. It just, even when you're just getting ready for the day, cannot convince me that there's anything better than a warm cup of coffee. And I know this is like controversial now, but a lot of people are saying you shouldn't drink coffee in the morning, but I like at least 1 cup to start my day. It just makes me feel good. You might have noticed that I'm not in a super cute, aesthetically pleasing outfit. I am in my Pilates clothes. I always go to Pilates in the morning. I actually used to do like a HIIT training boot camp where you're lifting weights every day. And that ended up being a cause of how I tore my ACL. I tore it skiing in Colorado, but they said there was so much kind of damage that was being done at boot camps and things like that now I'm obsessed with finding things that actually make your body feel good. It's really gentle on your body and it makes you feel strong. So if you love it, then that's the key. Putting in a little of our milk. Oh, perfection. This is also my 10 TV mug, one of the stations I used to work at in television. And this whole routine that we're doing just reminds me of when I did it for working in TV news on a morning show in Toledo. And the energy is so different. I had so much anxiety back then. And here's my little simple area. Call it my Bible corner, meditation corner. And sometimes I only have like 5 minutes, but you can read. This is the read and pray through a Bible in a year, our notes and our Bible. And I just like sitting right here, having my little morning cup of coffee. I shine my little light. It says, "You are beautiful, victorious, enough, strong, never alone, created, always loved." And it just brings me so much peace. I'll take out a little blanket, and Luca's looking at me because he always joins me too. He'll just stay right by my feet. There's something so incredibly grounding just staying on the ground. I only do this for like 5-10 minutes, and that's totally fine. I think the key to creating a sustainable morning routine that's going to be a part of your glow up is doing whatever you can do sustainably. The book Atomic Habits was a game changer because it's all about creating a lifestyle that accommodates your habits in a very easy, frictionless way. And creating just a simple morning routine has been the easiest to maintain. And something like having my little morning cup of coffee and being in my prayer corner, it just brings me so much peace and joy. And if you could have peace and joy in the morning, I mean, what better way to start the morning? But I think a lot of times you hear, you have to meditate for an hour. It's like, no one's got time for that consistently.
In the book Atomic Habits, James Clear says you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your habits.
Setting your clothes up and all of your meals and everything the night before, or even a few days before, is a huge glow up game changer. Like that will change the whole course of your day. And I think the easier and simple and gentle you are on your body and your routine and not putting yourself in that fight or flight mode. We talked about this in one of my latest videos. I'll go ahead and link it above. It really just like my body feels so peaceful and calm right now. And that's not an act. It truly does.
Good morning, Peloton. Welcome to Peloton Meditation. I am Chelsea Jackson Roberts. You counted yourself in for a 5-minute morning meditation. I want you to go ahead and get yourself ready for your practice. Whether you are seated on the floor, on your props, leaning against the wall.
Promise me, and this is so hard for all of us, that you are going to try to maintain an ounce of quiet time
in your morning routine. This doesn't have to be a 2-hour, prayer meditation session. It could literally be 5 minutes, but no scrolling, no going on social media, no getting distracted. Just quiet your mind and take those 5 minutes.
Hey, just got out of Pilates and I'm feeling just so strong and so pumped for the day. And I think that's another thing. Whatever movement you want to do in the morning, just pick something that you're genuinely excited to come back to.
Okay, we are feeling good from Pilates. We are already on our second little jug of water, and that's what's always just so good. When you just have water everywhere, you're just gonna naturally drink more of it. So I'm gonna get ready for the day, and I genuinely think that putting yourself together, even if you're working from home, like today is a work from home day, you will just feel better. And that's the whole point of this video. All of these little things that I do throughout my day just genuinely make me feel better. So take what works for you and leave what doesn't. You might have noticed that I actually didn't put on moisturizer yet today, and that's because I tried to keep that for right before I put on my makeup. So I'm putting on less stuff on my face, and sometimes I even try to avoid using makeup primer. Sometimes I mix them both, but other times I'm like, moisturizer is enough. And I talked to a bunch of makeup artists and they're like, you don't necessarily need makeup primer. Your moisturizer can serve as that, or you can mix the two. I just don't like my face feeling, a bunch of gook on it, right? But when I do, I'll interchange these two primers. As a former TV news reporter, we used to wear a ton of makeup, and being in the corporate world, almost no one wears any makeup. So it's interesting. It's like half and half, I should say. Some people do and some people don't. But I always tell people, if you are not a makeup girly, but you want to just feel a little bit more put together, under eye makeup will just do wonders for your face. Like, it will completely transform your face. For me, dyed and true, bye under eye. There are a lot of different things you can get. e.l.f. has a very good dupe for it, so you can try out whatever works for you. But under eye mascara, oh my gosh, total game changer. I do like a little bit of foundation. Here are the 3 I rotate from: Lancome, Estee Lauder, and Rare Beauty. I'm going to do Lancome. Lancome, what I really like about this is that it's very light, and double wear is definitely more for that massive full coverage. If you want me to go into even more depth of what I use for my makeup, I have a whole nother video. I'll link it above. But essentially, makeup should just enhance you, it should just make you feel a little bit more put together. And if you feel incredibly put together without makeup, great. I love that. I always just feel a little bit more put together with makeup, but I truly do not spend more than 5-10 minutes max on my makeup, which I love. I look so white right now. I will say that these brushes I recently got this year have totally been part of the glow up of elevating my makeup routine because they feel so good on your face. It is the It Cosmetic brushes, and they just feel so good. Filling in your eyebrows just makes your total face pop. So little under eye, little eyebrow, and mascara, honestly, kind of like all you need. You do not need a lot of makeup. My 2 favorite palettes when I am doing eyeshadow is Naked 3 Urban Decay and Smashbox. And this is called the Petal Metal. Beautiful with olive skin and brown hair. Powder just sets your makeup. I feel like all powder is kind of the same, but this one is so good. It's like $3 at Walmart. Lip liner will take your lips so far. I love MAC lip liners, but also NYX has great ones, and they are like $3. MAC lipstick, tell me a brand that is better than MAC lips. Just so smooth, matte. Great finish. My hair is naturally curly. Some mornings I don't even put in curls. I just brush it out. And honestly, just giving yourself the time in the morning to just little bit of makeup and brush out your hair will make you feel so good. I personally just always feel good with some earrings. I don't spend a ton of money on my jewelry, but gonna add a little earrings. And then one thing you might have noticed is nails. Now, again, this is total preference. I actually do not get my nails done anymore. I had to get my nails done so much last year for our wedding, just like all these wedding events, bachelorette, and then, bridal things and all these things. And I decided in 2025, I was not stepping into a nail salon. Best decision I ever made. I am all about the press-on babies now. Like, look at these. These are just press-ons, and they are a total game changer. I do the Impress No Glue Mani, and these are like $7. You could get these at Target, Walmart, all the things. You want the kind that is just peel and press. I've noticed they last way longer than the kind you have to glue, and they're just easier to use. Guys, absolute game changer. I'm just someone who just feels better when my nails are done. But I also don't want to spend $100 every month or every 3 weeks to get my nails done and waste hours and hours. So I've noticed that the no glue press-ons, like everyone always thinks I have my nails done. And then you could swap them out every 2 weeks if you want, but you're still saving so much money. I've noticed these have lasted for 2-3 weeks. So it's pretty awesome. I know it is so easy when you are working from home to not get ready and to just be in your pajamas or whatever it is. But seriously, try to get ready, even if it's, you know, work professional on the top and party on the bottom. Like I am wearing some joggers on the bottom, and sometimes I'll wear yoga pants, but never jeans, because that's just weird. Like, why would you wear jeans when you work from home? But just getting ready on the top, I promise you, will be a total game changer in the glow up. One last thing that's been a part of my whole glow up transformation is using products that actually feel good and that are good for you. So something my whole family switched out was our deodorant. This is not sponsored, but we use Lumi because there's no parabens and all of those things that are bad for your body. And this one is just the soft powder, so it just smells like powder. It just feels really good, aluminum free, which is really important for women. You can look into the science behind it, but things like this of just taking care of your body, making sure you're using good products, really is a game changer. So when I work, I actually usually use my standing desk. It rotates up and down, so I'm standing right now while I work. And this is just a total game changer when it comes to energy. But I also have my walking pad, so I'll usually whip that out either in the morning or afternoon, at least get in like a half hour. And that, again, just helps you maintain your energy. Obviously, you can rotate it down and sit, but I just am someone who needs to constantly be moving at least a little bit, so that really helps. For breakfast, definitely want to get in a lot of protein. You hear protein and the protein fad kind of everywhere these days, but it makes a lot of sense because protein really curbs your hunger and keeps you satiated all throughout the day. It also helps you build muscle. So a big thing is making sure you're getting that right in the morning. I have 3 different breakfasts I rotate between depending on how much time I have throughout the day. So if, for instance, I'm going straight from Pilates directly to work, then a lot of times I'll just grab a Premier Protein, something easy, and bring my pre-prepared egg bites and have those later, like a half hour later for breakfast. So I'm getting in enough. You will obviously want to make sure you're getting in enough food and protein in the morning. When I'm working from home or when I'm going straight from home to work, if I don't have Pilates that morning, I will make a big spinach. I'll fill this up with like, honestly, 3 cups of spinach, put some protein in it, put some of my Ripple milk, and put some frozen banana. And this thing tastes so good. When I'm working from home, sometimes I'll just take cups and cups of spinach and I'll saute it and I'll make some eggs, spinach, and just a couple pieces of dried tomato. Perfection. To cut down on all the cholesterol, you could just do like 1 egg and a bunch of egg whites. These are nice and sauteed up. I put a little chili pepper flakes, some paprika, and some oregano. And then this is the key to making it taste so good. Just a couple pieces of dried tomato. Perfect. Proper vitamins can really be a game changer, especially for women. I make sure to take B12 every day, along with iron, keep our bones nice and strong, vitamin D, especially for those 4-season girlies like myself living in the Midwest, and fiber. Fiber supplements are so great. I usually get in enough fiber throughout the day with all the vegetables I eat, but I also like fiber supplements. It's also going to cut down on those cravings as well. Meal prep Sundays. I mentioned that I love to prep everything the night before. Well, when it comes to meals, I love prepping meals on Sundays. I get all my groceries. I plan out all of my breakfasts and lunches, or breakfast, lunch, and dinners, get all of the different ingredients, and then I prep the meals. I, again, romanticize and kind of gamify this. I'll listen to a podcast or listen to music while I'm cooking, and I just make an afternoon of it. It makes it really fun. I love having these glass meal prep containers. I don't know if there's a science behind this, but I love the way they look, and I've noticed they just like hold up a lot more. They're a lot more sturdy, and they make my food taste better. So I really like
like this specific brand where I got these glass containers for all my things. I'll make some, protein chia seed in the morning or my turkey chili. That's amazing. And I just batch everything. When I was injured, especially, I realized you only have so much time after work. Maybe you're, a stay-at-home mom just running around all day, and I consider that work. I'm sure you do too. Maybe you're going to the office. Wherever you are, you only have so much time throughout the day, and to have to restart and make a whole new meal every single night. I mean, what? It's like such a waste of time unless you absolutely love to do that. I've noticed to maximize my time after work, there's only like 1 or 2 things I can do and do it well and do it efficiently before I need to go to sleep to make sure I get my 8 hours. And I do not want cooking to be one of those. So if you meal prep, even just for 3 or 4 days out, that's perfect. And that'll be a huge part of saving money, not making rash decisions, just, getting the fast food or whatever it is on the go, feeling full and just feeling so much better about yourself. Huge part of the genuine glow up process. But also I make sure to bring protein and fiber dense, you're going to keep hearing that from me, protein and fiber as my snacks. So maybe it's a protein bar for one of your snacks. Maybe it's some Greek yogurt or some vegetables with some Greek yogurt to dip in. You always want to make sure you have enough snacks throughout the day, especially if you're someone who works out all the time. I also really like these little zip fizzes, basically like B12 packed in a punch. It gives you a little boost of energy instead of drinking unlimited cups of coffee. Here's what I've noticed too. Coworkers, especially in the office environment, they love to bring in sweet treats, brownies, cookies, donuts, cakes, muffins, just all the sugars and the carbs. It's going to totally take away from your energy, totally take away from your goals. And some days you might want that. And yes, go ahead, indulge, queen. But most of the days you might be like, I do not want that, but I don't know how to say no. Having all of your snacks and all of your meals prepped ahead of time will really reduce those cravings and make you just empowered to say, no thanks. Appreciate it. And there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to say an excuse. Glowing up is realizing that you don't have to justify anything to anyone. Boom. Hope you're noticing as we're going on, I keep talking about how you feel. And a big part of the glow up process is doing things because it's going to make you feel good, because you're being a good servant to your body. You're really taking care of what's been given to you versus I have to do this to look a certain way. It's not about looking a certain way. It's about feeling internally and experiencing it externally that you are your biggest fan. Maybe you're not someone who likes getting in their movement at the beginning of the day. Maybe you're someone who really wants to do it at the end of your day, but you keep postponing it. You keep putting it off. Well, that is not the glow up version of ourselves. The glow up version of ourselves is going to set ourselves up for success for that post-work workout. So again, if you're someone who likes to get in movement right after work, already have your outfit ready to go. So you get home, you change, or maybe you're just going to the gym right away or going to your Pilates studio or your class or whatever. My husband and I, we really love weight training after work. Not every day, but a couple days a week. I might do Pilates in the morning, weight train at night, or just weight train or just go on walks. Again, it's figuring out what feels right for you, playing it out ahead of time. And weight training has been something that makes me feel so powerful and so strong. I feel like every female should start eating more protein and weight training. You're just going to feel so good. And if your partner is available and they also want to work out with you, what a great way to bond and kind of make a date out of it. Choosing you is choosing your non-negotiables. And that's thinking about the things that you are committed to doing every single day that is non-negotiable. Without fail, I am going to do blank. Without fail, I'm going to get in my 10,000 steps because why? Then insert your why. Because if you don't have your why, you're not going to do it. I'm going to get in my 10,000 steps without fail because it makes me feel like a freaking rock star. And I love getting that reward at the end of my habit queue to reach my 10,000 steps little circles or to complete my circles on my Apple Watch. Whatever it is, figure out your why. It makes you feel good, keeps you healthy, keeps you going strong. It allows you to play with your kids. So think about your why and figure out your non-negotiables. Actually, I do want to hear your non-negotiables, so put that in the comments below too. A real glow up hack is realizing that doing less is more. You don't have enough time throughout your day to add 10 more nightly activities. You're not going to do that successfully. You're not going to do that at all. It might last for a little bit, but you're not going to be able to sustain it. And guess what? You're not going to move the needle on anything that you actually want to get done. So I want you to think about just one activity, maybe 2, that you're going to be committed to, on Mondays, on Tuesdays, on Wednesdays, For me, sometimes it's just I want to work out and have dinner and spend time with my husband, and that's a great day. Sometimes it's, hey, on Tuesdays, that's my filming day or that's my editing day. So block out your 1 to 2 main things that you're going to do every night. Maybe it's your cleaning day. And once you figure out your 1 to 2 main activities in the evening, you're going to time block it and give it a certain amount of time. And you want to make sure that you're building this into your schedule to allow for enough sleep. So a lot of times we make ourselves way too busy throughout the day and the evening, and then it's 10, 11 o'clock at night and we're like, where did the time go? I'm not going to get enough sleep. And it's like, you're not going to get enough sleep because you didn't plan for enough sleep because you didn't choose you first. The real glow up hack is making sure you're choosing yourself first. And that's not a selfish thing. When you choose yourself first, you can then be a better servant to everyone else. I'm going to sound like a freaking old lady, but going to bed as an early girly just works for me. And you need to figure out when is best for you. Do you love waking up at 5 a.m.? Okay, well, make sure you're getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep. So backtrack it and make sure that you are going to bed at the time that allows that. Maybe you're someone who just thrives at waking up at 8 or 9 a.m. and you do better working at night. Figure out when you do better and work around that. If everyone's telling you you have to wake up at 5 a.m. to be successful, that's not true. A lot of people don't really operate their best at 5 a.m. I personally do. So would love to know if you're an early girly like me, but think about when you do your best and plan your most significant work around the times that you operate best. So you're going to read Atomic Habits by James Clear, but the other book I want you to read is The 12-Week Year. And instead of making year-long goals, you're going to start making 12-week goals. 12 weeks is actually your year. This is going to increase your productivity by a billion. Setting quarterly goals really just lights a fire in you. It makes you feel like, oh shoot, I gotta get this done. It's an urgency. It makes you focus on done is better than perfect. And this actually has completely transformed my YouTube journey. I've increased my YouTube watch time by 280%. I put out more content in the last quarter than I did all year last year. And I feel like, wow, I actually know what I'm talking about. I actually know what kinds of videos I'm gonna do. You're more confident because you're actually achieving your goals. The more you can create those little goals that you can do the little check mark. I don't know about you, but when I was little, I always had little checklists that I love checking off. The more you can get more check marks, the better you're going to feel. And you're going to get more check marks when you create a sense of urgency and you create timely goals that are achievable and actionable. You're also going to see that you don't have time for the BS type of things that you add to your schedule just because they're more fun and they actually take away your focus and help you procrastinate. Glowing up is knowing when to say no. Your focus is your power. Big part of your glow up is also going to be investing in yourself. So investing into your health, your mind, your body, your soul. Your health, is saying yes to your health, that might be finally taking the Pilates class or, getting the Peloton app so you could do cycling at home, whatever it is. It's saying yes to investment in yourself. It's saying yes to, hey, I'm going to be a good steward with my paycheck. It's saying, hey, I'm going to take a certain percentage and I'm actually going to put that percentage in my savings, in my high yield savings account. I'm going to put that percentage in my Roth IRA. I'm going to put this percentage towards investing in myself. And whether that's taking digital courses or taking health courses or learning a new skill, glowing up is learning how to manage your time, your energy, and your finances. I realized as a content creator that I needed to prioritize output over perfectionism and waiting to build the perfect video skills, which I feel like my video skills are getting better and better, so I'm really proud of that. But momentum is everything, and setting a schedule and sticking to it and being able to focus on output over perfectionism will truly change the game. And it did for me, and I cannot wait for it to do that for you. You can do all these things, but if you don't change who you want to become, you're never going to take on these habits. So I really want you to think about, who do I want to become and how does that woman show up day to day? You can create a little vision board on this. You can create a little profile of, put your name, best self. What does your best self do? And step into her every single day. Your glow up doesn't have to be expensive, toxic, or overwhelming. You don't need to buy a billion products. You're going to start changing your life into becoming the person you want to be by changing your daily habits one step at a time, setting up accountability, making sure that you are becoming the person that you've always wanted to be. Because why? You only have one life, and it's time to live it. Glowing up is just stepping into the person that you always knew you could be. And once you figure out deep down in your soul who you want to be and how you want to operate in this world, you'll naturally start to take on these habits that are sustainable, that are very grounded and rooted to your bigger identity and who you're meant to be in this world. At the end of the day, I pray every single day, God, use me all the way up. Squeeze me like a bottle of toothpaste. Get every single thing out of me, because I really want to make sure that I'm giving everything I can to serve this world. So please use me, God. If you've watched this far, I'm truly so excited for you. I just want to know all about you. I'm excited to read all of your tips in the comments below. But a huge part of taking on this new identity, this better version of yourself that you always had, it's always been deep inside you, you're just now stepping into it, is learning that you might get some blowback. You might get some people that are not necessarily going to like that you're stepping into a higher version of yourself, because it makes them feel really uncomfortable because they don't want to, because it takes work to do that. It's very easy to just stay complacent and stay consistent in being complacent. So you might get a little bit of blowback. So I want you to watch this video next. That's all about the Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins, where she's going to take you through how to apply the Let Them Theory in your life to continue stepping into who you're meant to be and stepping into the second part of that theory, which, heads up, is called Let Me. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'm going to see you in the next video.